Between Language and Limb is a dance poetry collaboration with poet Geraldine Mills, and it was shown as a work in progress in Galway Theatre Festival in May 2019. I had assembled 3 dancers, a poet, singer, 2 musicians, a filmmaker to record the process and the dance material. The process began with both the poet and the dancers improvising by moving together, then writing together, sometimes watching each other move and writing, sometimes changing over, and continuing this process as a way to get to know each other in order to inhabit each other's worlds, so that we could keep a stream of ideas, images, language and movement flowing. When we were small, my brother and me played with the rope, just me and he. We pulled it so taut, we stretched it so wide. We swished and we swished it side over side. We curved up an arch, we swirled a rainbow that cloaked us in colours, our hair a halo. The blue, the green, the yellows and reds, sparkling, dancing above our heads.
It wasn't long before their steps took me beyond the physical, beyond what I was seeing. Images started to emerge, and I jotted down as many of them as I could. Later, in the quiet of my own space, I chose the most sinuous, the most visceral, and they were the starting points for the poems.
Looking down, you see the old man bent over his spade. The clutch of clay making a perfect nest for seed. The seed that carries the beginning of its own in it, that will push root through the earth, stem into light and sun.
Dance is poetry of the body, the lyricism of sinew and tendon, the rhythm of foot. This is what I was looking for when I sat in on the first rehearsal of Language and Limb. Watching the dancers move and honour their contract with the floor, with the air around them, with their breath. It was their initiative that was going to be the inspiration for any words that were going to come.
Throughout the early process in the studio, we told each other personal stories, shared thoughts and images on what is essential and important to you. Because I really feel that if you're the dancer, you can listen to those thoughts and you can then try to interpret them with the breath, with the dynamic, with how you move, and it brings you to that mindful space. In approaching this work, we wanted to explore themes like connectedness, connection between people, connection with the self. And we were listening carefully to the body, creating form, dynamics, shape. And together with the poet, we were searching for the listening spaces between language and limb.
Interesting questions, actually. But really, just what is it that we're doing now in this moment, and it's not about, I don't know. Yeah. So for me, this question of being seen and dancing for an audience, and then the way that you were able to bring me out of myself and my brain and my head that I get stuck in, and into movement again in a way where it's a joyful experience, and it's a part of who I am, and I'm refinding that part of my life because I've been doing this with you, and it just really means a lot, actually, to do this with you.
Yourself, you don't want to be at 10. You want it to be at 5, 6 kind of thing, that it's getting there. But so you're introducing us to that idea of how to use the body while, in that kind of bizarre kind of way, comic way,
Are the shapes getting more clear?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
They are, yeah.
And this thing here, it's not so much about having to be like on each other's back and on each other's front, but it's about dancing back to back and drawing lines.
Yeah, and it's about
having joints.
Drawing a clear line,
Clear.
and a spatial, having a sense of the the space,
Yeah.
And where the legs, how the legs can shape the space as well,
That will make that easier
Yeah.
in my head.
Well
Yeah.
I
done.
was still trying
'Cause I
to
was-
pull
yeah.
more back to back, but it was feeling nice.
Yeah, I was just sort of letting it morph. And then this goes into... Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, now that, you see, you have the whole
Spread
stage,
away,
right?
okay,
You got
yeah.
the whole
So we'll
stage
do
at
this
this
really
point.
close, and
And
then I'll
it's-
take a big
Yeah.
step away from you.
Yeah.
And it's like you've got the whole space. The mood has toned. You're showing this. So a nice gap between you. So.
Because you can give me more weight in my back.
Yeah.
Dame.
Lean on her. Lean on me.
So that's where it comes back to finding more personal movement rather than these big steps that I've been used to doing. It's been quite the challenge to not want to jump in the air and hit the ceiling, be able to rein that in and make it much more subtle a movement. Almost forget about the steps and allow the steps to happen rather than thinking a couple of steps ahead of myself. But that's the work in progress.
So we had the visual, we had the sound and the support of the musical form to hold the dance.
And I think there was also, and it still is, that lovely symbiosis, that mutual benefit from working in two different artistic temperaments. Yeah. Very enriching, certainly very enriching.
Feet hold you steady to the earth. A hand grasps the story, pulls it down to live among us. Swirls and little wisps of stars cling to your hands. The center of all you know is held in the curves of your bones. Feet hold you steady to the earth.
Once the sort of the terror went out of it for me, I began to quite enjoy it. And I always loved when I might give you a line and you would just take off with it and make it your own and let it become something completely new. Because I think it shouldn't be just a sort of a transcription of what you're doing or what I've written, but an actual transformation. And I think that's what you did. You transformed the words that I had written.
So one of the key elements in this piece as well was, encouraging Selena and Leighton and myself to just come from a place of almost vulnerability. Yeah, so that was a lovely process, getting to know each other and building the relationship through the dance. In some ways, Between Language and Limb is a development of an earlier piece which I made entitled Heart Steps after the loss of a beloved brother, which prompted the question, what is essential?
Where's she gone? Oh, doesn't matter where she is.
Yeah, she's with me, even if she's gone.
Yeah, that would be nice if you are actually gone at about that point.
Yeah.
Because that almost draws me No, I need her. Yeah. It's actually, no, she's all right.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
she's all right, and I'm all right.
Yeah.
We're all all right. Yeah. The animal of her body slinks along the forest floor, scenting out the music of green, leaves feverish with life. She flows from the centre of the earth, sinuous, liquid bone. There is only this moment of limb and leg and breath.
Trish, I know the lights are going down, but you want me just
staying
here until an actual finish, or just let it
No,
blend out?
I think you just, and remember we said you could just walk forward a little bit, you know, just in motion, but very slow, and that like as if you just continue.